And not one bunch, but two. What have you done that I deserve this? I'll put them in water. Hey, Joanne called a few minutes ago. They're barbecuing tonight. They wanted us to come over. I told them no. I don't know why. I'm just not in the mood. Oh, Brad, I have a surprise for you. Remember how I said I thought I would never finish it? Well, today I finished it. I think it's the best etching I've ever done.
That's great. It really is. Gloria, I have to talk to you.
I'm here.
It's nothing to worry about. Now, believe me, it's nothing to worry about. I'm not with the company anymore. I've been fired. They let me go. I'm just too specialized. That's what Leslie said. You worry that you don't know enough, and then they tell you you know too much.
You've been with them for 20 years. Doesn't that count for anything? How can they just fire you like that?
Well, they didn't just fire me just like that. I knew 3 months ago they were trying to phase out my department, but Leslie assured me he'd have another spot for me before the axe fell.
3 months ago? Why didn't you tell me?
I didn't think there was anything to worry about. I thought I'd have another job.
Well, there goes our vacation. Oh, sorry. What a foolish thing for me to say.
Oh, don't be silly. I'm just going to send out a few resumes. I'm not going to have any trouble getting another job. Maybe it won't pay $35,000 a year. Maybe it'll pay more. I'm just mad at myself because I wasted so much time getting the runaround. We are going away, and we're going away for the whole month.
Oh, Brad, we can't afford that now.
I got something else beside the axe, you know. I got my sick pay, which in my case is quite a bit. Never been a sick a day in my life. My vacation pay. But best of all, I've got my pension, $10,000. That's where 20 years really pays off. You don't have to worry, not about a thing. Everything is going to be all right.
I'm not worried. I'm just surprised.
We're going to sail to Mazatlan. I'll get my resumes together over the weekend and we'll leave on Monday. Carol and Rick can look after the house.
Oh, we better call Julie.
We'll do it in the morning. It's too late there now.
Came as soon as we heard.
I'm really sorry. I wish there was something I could do.
Look, it's a lousy break, but there's no sense making yourself sick over it.
Gloria! Rob and Trudy are here.
How's she taking it?
Fine. You know Gloria, strong as an ox.
It isn't easy. I know.
Okay. We're supposed to be here cheering them up a little bit. Boy, it's one hell of a club to welcome you to. But think how easy it's going to be for you. I mean, I had to do my job hunting alone. At least you'll have me for company.
Bright and early Monday morning, Brad and I are leaving for Mazatlan.
Are you crazy?
And instead of Brad taking his usual 2-week vacation, he's taking a whole month. Have you and Rob had dinner?
No,
Yes.
What are you having?
Well, just leftovers, but there's plenty. Come on, help me set the table, Trudy.
Maybe I shouldn't say this because I know how you feel, but 2 months ago, I told you I saw the handwriting on the wall.
Hey, you're taking this worse than I am.
Maybe so, but I've been through it all. I've been out of work for 8 months.
Couldn't tell it by your stomach. Come on, sit down. This is the only place I really feel free. Oh, I hope this weather holds up.
It will.
How do you know, lady?
Oh, you have to trust an old sailor who knows.
everything goes by so fast.
It's not over yet. The same distance going as it was coming.
But going back will be against the wind. Means we'll be on the motor a lot of the way. And besides, it's going back.
You're not worried, are you, Brad?
No, as a matter of fact, I'm a little excited.
Anything exciting? Hey.
What?
I asked if there was anything exciting in the mail.
Well, I got a letter from Leslie Baker. He set up an appointment with Roger Green of Aerodyne on June the 5th. I'll unload the car.
Darling, is that the only answer you got?
No, we also got a card from Aerospace Future. I owe them $30 in personal expenses.
Yes, the plants are all just fine. Thanks for taking care of everything. Oh, we had a marvelous time. Oh, dear, I'd love to join you for lunch. Just a minute, let me see what your dad has planned. Brad, what have you got planned for today?
Who is it?
Carol.
Hi, honey. No, you and your mother go ahead.
You come too.
Oh, you heard from Julie? Has she started her exams yet? Ah. No, honey, I've got too much on my schedule. Okay.
It's Monday.
So?
Well, Monday is Ladies' Day.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hi, Johnny.
Hi. Hey, when'd you get back?
Yesterday afternoon. Say, you did a good job on that engine. Just great. She handled like a dream. I'll get your bill. I'll send you a check this week.
Oh, good. Thanks, Brad.
You mean Daddy lost his job? Mom, why didn't you tell me before you went away?
Well, your dad didn't want me to. He thought he'd have something else by now. The way the things are in the aerospace industry, I don't know.
Poor Dad. He acts like nothing's wrong. What are you gonna do?
Well, I thought about giving up the studio. The funny thing, I didn't want to take it in the first place, but your dad insisted. He thought I should have some place to carry on my hobby, free from distractions. No salesman at the door, no telephone ringing, no running into the house to clean. He was right, of course. I've been very happy here. Been free to concentrate and do my own thing. I guess everyone needs their own little world. This has been mine.
Maybe it's a little too soon to be thinking about that.
No, if I'm going to help, I'm going to have to take a job.
Mom, what could you do?
Well, I could be a receptionist.
Oh, Mom.
You mean receptionists don't look like me? You're right. They look like you.
How does Daddy feel about you working?
Oh, I haven't discussed it with him yet. I may be jumping the gun. You know, I don't know how to do a damn thing but run a house. Isn't that a shocking thought?
Well, that sounds like it should work. But I'd like to study it myself, okay? Right. I'll get back to you next week. I'm sorry we were interrupted, but you know how these things are. Well, I had a long talk with Leslie. He really thinks a lot of you.
Thank you.
So, how are you enjoying your vacation?
Oh, fine. My wife and I took a trip down to Mazatlan.
I envy you. Leslie tells me you're a sailboat man. I'm devoted to diesels myself.
Oh, well, there's a lot to be said for them.
There's too much work to sailing. Me, I just like to relax. But enough boat talk. Now, I discussed your situation with Leslie, and, oh, excuse me. Yes?
Mr. French on, too.
Oh, tell him I'll call him back. I won't be tied up much longer.
You were saying you spoke to Leslie about it, huh?
Oh, yes, of course. About your situation. I don't have to tell you how valuable a man of your background and experience is to any firm. You know that. What you may not know is that, temporarily at least, nobody has the kind of contract that could justify your specialty. There's the problem, right there.
I thought that maybe you and Leslie had come up with something.
Unfortunately, we haven't. I don't know offhand who's doing missile life cycle cost projections.
I can do other things. I've done management.
Oh, I'm sure you can do any number of things. But, well, you know what it's like when you put a man in a job that he's overqualified for. Somehow it just never works out.
What you're saying is that you're simply doing Leslie a favor to see me.
Not at all. If the opportunity should come up, you'll be the first I'll call.
Thank you. You know this is the first interview I've had in 20 years.
Yes. Okay, yes. Put him on.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wilkes. I know your qualifications, but you're not the first one to come to see me.
Did you read my resume?
I looked it over.
Well, I think it's a rather impressive record.
It is, but I don't have anything. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a meeting.
I wish I could be more encouraging, Brad. The truth of the matter is that I've exhausted all the possibilities around here. You must know that if conditions were normal, I'd take you on right away.
Listen, I know things are rough, but I'm willing to give in a little bit too, you know. I'd take a few $1,000s less. I've come down. Wouldn't that make any difference?
No.
Why do you guys pigeonhole me? I said I can do other things. I've done other things. Give me a chance.
Government contracts aren't what they used to be. We're cutting, not hiring.
Is there anything I can do?
Yes, you can start making a salad.
That's not what I meant. Dad.
What are you doing home? Did you get thrown out of school?
No, Michael had to come down for his father's birthday, and I didn't have any studying, so I tagged along.
That's a likely story.
Hey! How'd it go?
Stupendous. It was an invaluable day.
Oh, good. They made an offer.
Vice president in charge of paper clips. I'm as extinct as the dinosaur.
Oh, come on.
No more pickles?
Oh, I forgot to get some.
You really look worried.
I never could fool you, could I? Does it show that much?
Yes, all over.
I have responsibilities.
I know.
No, you don't know. Everything's going out and nothing's coming in. Listen, a water heater broke the other day, a simple water heater that you've seen 1,000,000 times. Do you know what it costs to fix? $68. And what choice do I have? Either I get it fixed or we don't have any hot water.
I think there's another choice, Dad. People live simpler lives.
You mean I should fix it myself? I don't know how.
What are you trying to say, Julie?
There are some things you can cut out.
Like what? Do you want to come over and fix the plumbing or the washing machine when it breaks down?
Well, what do you need this big house for?
This is our home.
No, Dad, but if things are hard, you just...
Things aren't that hard. I don't know what we're talking about here. Julie, you don't understand. It's not a question of giving things up. I'm not about to give things up. This isn't going to go on forever. You talk as though the bottom has dropped out.
I was only trying to help.
But you're burying me.
Hey, dinner's only half an hour away. None of us are going to be able to eat. Somebody say something funny and let's have a laugh.
I love you, Dad.
Now, I'm in mortal pain over here, and I'm not even getting paid.
You got my daughter. What else do you want?
You want to know something about him? The way he works, that cabin in Arrowhead will stay half finished for another year.
Me, this is. You're talking about me?
Oh, you insisted on building it yourself to save a few $1,000s, and by the time you're through, it'll cost twice as much. It's true.
How about a couple of beers? Coming up. Yeah. Now, you do have to come and see the cabin, though. It's really coming together. We're going to go up the end of the month.
Gonna miss our 4th of July bash?
Dad, you're not going to have that. It costs so much money.
If you don't want to come, you don't have to.
Brad, that's not nice.
I told your sister, now I'm telling you. Our life isn't changing. Besides, there's something I didn't tell you. Leslie told a small independent about me. If I can get their budget below a certain figure, they're going to give me a long-term contract.
Hey, darling, that's marvelous.
Dad, I'm so glad.
I didn't want to tell you because I didn't want to get your hopes up. But mine are, so why not? Now I'll have that beer. All right. Boy.
Up top.
All right. Mommy?
A bath and beer? Oh.
Away.
Yo ho ho.
And a bottle of beer.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm finished with it. I'll bring it right in. How'd it come out?
1728. That's it, right? No way to cut it.
Not a prayer. That's the bottom line.
Just as I said.
Well, if you knew, why did you hire me?
Oh, it never hurts to have another opinion.
It's your money.
Just one hand washing the other. Baker influences a lot of subcontracts. Oh, come on. What's the harm? You get a few days' work, I butter up a prime contractor. Nobody loses.
Nobody loses. I lose. I thought I had a job here. Oh, come on, Leslie. $3,000. My pension is supposed to be $10,000.
That's not how it works.
How does it work?
I'm trying to explain.
We've only had the plan 4 years. This is a 7.5% vesting plan, so that we're putting in $2,500 a year for your benefit. But you left the company before maturity, so you don't get the full value.
Figures. The whole thing's a scam.
Oh, come on, Brad. Be reasonable. Nobody's trying to cheat you.
You know, this is the one thing I was counting on. This was to be my ace in the hole. Now all I get is a kick in the butt.
I know it's a shock, and you're upset. But I can't change the figures.
You're damn right I'm upset. Pension plan, why don't you tell people what they're really getting? Zero. A big, fat nothing. Appropriate?
Well, this month's Esquire neglected to say what the well-dressed man is wearing to the unemployment office.
You're way behind the times. They don't call it that anymore. Now they call it the Department of Human Resources Development.
Oh.
Last week they asked me about my education. I told them I had a master's degree. The interviewer looked surprised. Almost wanted to apologize for having it. I wanted to apologize for being there. I wanted to snap my fingers and disappear. I just feel so worthless.
You're crazy. It isn't charity. You've paid for this. You've got it coming. Come on, I know how you feel. Why, the first time I went to collect, I had a hat on so low over my eyes that I almost walked into a wall. Besides, you run into the finest people here. Oh, the biggest Hollywood stars in town. Their footprints may be in Grauman's, but their files are in here. I'll wait here for you.
Next, please. Sorry, you're an 8:20. Are there any more 8 o'clock?
8 o'clock.
Wes?
Brad, how are you?
Is it really you? You look great.
You can draw $75 a week for 26 weeks. Currently, there's a 13-week extension.
26 weeks and another 13. Lady, I sure hope not.
We hope not, too. Take this to the cashier.
Thank you.
Don't let them get you down. If we weren't unemployed, they'd be.
How long have you been coming here?
About 3 months. Then I was in the hospital for a little while.
You'd never know what to look at, you.
That's what it was about. Looking at me, I mean. I had my face lifted.
No kidding. No wonder I didn't recognize you. You look to be about 30 years old.
I tell you, Brad, I got so darn tired of a 25-year-old authority telling me that I was too old to do a job I'm better qualified for than he is. Couldn't stand it anymore. And you know, nothing seemed too extreme.
I'm stuffed. Oh. You always say that and you always look so thin. I think it's just criminal. Well, you're just going to have to diet when you get back to school. I'm not going back to school.
What's that?
I'm not going back to school this fall.
What makes you think that?
I've thought a lot about it, Dad. It's a big expense and you don't need that now. She's right there.
I'm the one that decides whether you go back to school.
It's too late. I've already decided. Dad, you're making it too hard on yourself, keeping the house and acting as though nothing's changed.
Nothing's changed. I appreciate your concern, but Julia's going back to school. Now, let's drop it.
Brad, I know this isn't the time to talk about it, but I gave up the studio. How bad are things, really?
Pretty bad. The pension wasn't as much as we thought it was.
Do we have anything left?
If I paid all of the bills, we wouldn't have very much.
Well, we still have the house. Maybe we should think about selling the house, like Julie said. I mean, it's awfully big, and there are only the two of us.
No.
Well, just think about it.
There's nothing to think about.
It doesn't hurt to know where we stand.
I know where we stand. We stand just fine. You talk as though I was finished. Now, leave me alone, all of you. Everything all right here?
Oh, yes, oh, sure. Oh, thank you, Brad. I can certainly use that. Thank you very much.
I mean, they're really good. When Brad and Gloria throw a party, well, they go all out. Although I must say, I'm surprised he didn't call it off this year. You realize he's been out of work for 2 whole months, everything going out, nothing coming in. It's just, oh, Brad, this is just great. Is my wife any of her... Listen, stick over here a minute.
How things going, Brad?
Are you happy?
Just fine.
And everything's going fine.
Great party, Brad. Tops last year. I didn't think you could do it.
Oh, hey, by the way, I spoke to Fred McKay about you. He seemed interested. I think he'll call you. Told him you were in no hurry. You want to hold out for the right thing.
Terrific.
Right down there.
Where are all your friends? I was depending on you. There's not a soul here under 40.
I didn't ask anybody.
You didn't ask anybody. Why not?
I just figured I wouldn't add to the expense.
There's no scrimping here. What made you think that?
It was my idea, Brad.
Well, it's a bad idea.
Dad, I'm sorry.
Look, come on, it's the 4th of July.
All right, forget it. Have a good time. You enjoying yourself?
You're out of scotch, Mr. Wilkes.
Okay. Hello, Joe? Brad Wilkes. Yeah, the vodka was fine. I couldn't taste the difference. Listen, I'm in a bit of a spot. Can you send me up 6 bottles of scotch? Yeah, I know. I've been a little slow. I'll pay you the whole thing tomorrow. Good. Great. Thanks.
Why are you doing this, Dad?
Oh, come on, Julie. Not now. We're all having a good time.
Are we?
You're just too serious. That's your trouble, young lady. You're just too serious.
What about tomorrow?
Tomorrow's tomorrow. Today is today.
You have to pay the bill tomorrow.
Well, that's none of your concern. Come on, let's go on outside.
I'd rather not. When does the pretense stop?
What pretense?
This party.
This party makes me happy. I like seeing that table out there with all that food on it. Too much food for anybody here ever to eat. All those people drinking, and all those people eating. Everybody's happy. That makes me happy. That keeps me going. Oh, honey, don't cry. Don't cry. I can't stand to see you cry. We don't have to go outside. Come on, sit and talk with me, just the way we used to. Lately, I keep getting this thought in my head, and I keep trying to put it out. I keep remembering when I was a little boy. I keep remembering my father because it's a lot like that for me now. It was during the Depression. He just lost his job, and he had a lot of mouths to feed, but he never complained. I don't know where it came from, but we always had something to eat, and we always owed everybody. But you could look at his face and never know he was troubled. He had spirit. I used to run around and wonder what the Depression was all about and why it was so bad. Because at home we laughed and we joked a lot. I figured, what could be wrong? And then, one day he couldn't hide it anymore. And he turned old. He got sick and he turned into a baby. Always crying, sometimes in his sleep. Towards the end, he stayed in bed all the time. Didn't even want to take a bath. One day I went into his room and he didn't move at all. And a whole bottle of sleeping pills were gone. And you couldn't help but feel if he held on just a little bit longer, he might have lasted through it all. I guess that's why I like this party. Because I know as soon as I say I quit, as soon as I throw in the towel, even if it's just in my head, then I'm going to die. I've got to keep the spirit going. I've got to hang in there just as long as I can.
Oh,
Gloria, have you heard about the marvelous deal they have on Song of Scandinavia? Fabulous. They include everything, and it's only about $1,500 a person.
No, I haven't.
Oh, well, honey, you better look into it right away because you know how fast the bookings go when it's that cheap. Listen, it's so late in the day. Maybe first thing tomorrow morning I'll call my booking agent.
Oh, no, don't do that. Brad isn't really happy on a boat unless he's at the helm.
Well, that must have been very rough on him when he was in the Navy. Good night, darling. Thank you for a perfectly lovely evening.
Yes. Good night.
Good night, dear.
Good night. Yes, of course I can come in. Oh, 1 o'clock. I had something. No, that's all right. I'll make it. Yes. Gloria Wilkes. Thank you. Do they still ask the same questions on job applications? I haven't seen one since I was 22. They're going to ask for my past employment history. I don't have any. They're going to ask for references. I don't have any. The only thing I know is my age. That's probably too old.
Don't be silly, Mom. You'll do fine. I can take a cab to the airport.
Oh, do you have your ticket?
Yeah, don't worry. I've got everything together. And I better start packing.
Anybody home? I had to see a client in Tarzana. So I thought I'd take a chance and see if you were home.
I'm home.
Where's Gloria?
I don't know.
Market had a crazy day. It's been going up and down and around. My phones didn't stop ringing.
That's great.
You know, I didn't just stop by accident. I kind of hoped you'd be here. I mean, I've been doing very well lately. I have some extra money.
No, Rick. I appreciate the thought. Really, things aren't that bad. You just take care of you and Carol.
I don't think you'd tell me if you did need it. The offer stays open. Okay.
It wasn't easy for you, was it?
No.
Thanks.
Why?
Well, really, just to fill in my time. My daughters are all grown now.
I don't need any part-time help.
Well, I'm not looking for part-time work.
Well, if it's just that you're bored, please. I'm not interested.
I'm not bored.
You could get bored working here. Selling isn't exactly uplifting. When was the last time that you were on your feet for 8 hours? Look, to be candid, you're my favorite customer. It's very awkward.
Well, to be candid, Mark, I haven't worked in 20 years. But I thought there might be something I could do, typing, shorthand. I found out differently today. I failed 3 tests. I thought I had a job an hour ago, a secretarial job, but I made 6 typing errors in the test, and you're only allowed 5. I need a job. I don't know anything about retail or dresses, except that I'm a woman and I wear them. That should qualify me for selling them. I hope that qualifies me for selling them.
meeting with Roy Walker this morning. Could have saved the gas.
I did.
Thank you.
At least you got one thing I don't have. You can come home to your house and not find it full of a lot of strange people. Prospective buyers, that's what the real estate agent calls it, huh? You know what it's like when you sell your house? The agent calls up, I'll be by in 10 minutes with a lovely young couple. They're all lovely, and they all hate the house. They're like a lot of degenerate peeping toms. They don't want to buy, they just want to see how other people live. Then you go out of town and one of them robs you. I tell you, it's all a racket. I sure hope you can hang on to all this.
Who knows?
It's hot. I'm gonna go for beer. You want one? I don't know what I'm gonna do with Trudy. She never stops complaining. Gloria never complains. She accepts. Trudy doesn't know the meaning of the word. Nothing excites me anymore. I can't watch TV. I don't care what I eat. My car needs oil. And you know that in 3 weeks I haven't put any in it? You know how I used to take care of my car? I keep thinking I'll find something soon and start to care again. Well, I still have my dignity. I'm not going to lose that.
Where have you been?
Mark Reynolds' boutique. I got a job.
Hey, Gloria, that's terrific. Out of the kitchen, right into the marketplace, huh? That's what all the women are doing nowadays. Yeah, well, look, I think I better run along. I got some people coming over to see the house. Thanks for the beer.
It's not a lot, but we need it.
I won't argue the point, but Mark Reynolds. Why didn't you ask me first? Couldn't you pick some place that all of our friends don't go?
It's the only thing I could find. Are you telling me I don't need a job?
I need a job.
Well, you want to go with what you're wearing? It's not so bad. I hate this. Hey, wait a minute, I got an idea. Gloria, I've moved the dresses. Separates only over here. Dresses on the other side.
Thank you.
What about this? Altogether different idea, but, you know.
Mr. Sanford, Mr. Grossman will see you now.
May I help you?
Oh, yes, I was just wondering. Why, Gloria. You're working?
Now, how's the cruise?
Oh, the cruise was just marvelous, darling. You really should have joined us. How much is this?
Oh, it's marked down. It's a very good buy. It's $45. Would you like to try it on?
I don't know how you sold her. She's so hard to please. I can't even get her in the dressing room.
Didn't have anything to do with me. She had a fight with her husband and decided to treat herself.
So you're doing all right. Glad I bought your line.
The next thing I have to conquer is my feet.
You're an attractive woman. You know that? You don't have to say anything. It's just a compliment.
Then thank you.
Thank you.
Each of you owns a piano. Do you want each of you to have what's behind the curtain instead?
We get what's behind the curtain and everything else.
But you lose the piano.
I lose it. Yeah, yeah.
coming back, but will Joe ever come back?
If you own a home or property, Security Saving and Loan is ready to give you cash to solve all your financial troubles. Money for your immediate needs with low monthly payments, with as long as 36 months to pay. Call or come into one of our many offices and let our trained personnel help you with terms to suit your budget. Remember, you can borrow up to $25,000 at Security, where security is our business.
Brad, it's a much more complicated question than that. It's not how much equity you have in the house. Remember, you borrowed once against it already. Now, if we approve your application for refinancing, your monthly mortgage payments will go up. Now, can you cope with the increase?
I don't think so. So the only way I can get some money is to sell the house.
Without a job, that's the only way.
If I had a job, I wouldn't need your refinancing.
Yes, I know. It's a vicious circle.
Thanks, Phil. I'll have to think about it.
Okay, Brad.
Johnny?
Oh, hey, how's it going, Brad?
I wanted to ask you something. It's about the boat. What do you think I could get for her?
Well, gee, it's hard to say, Brad. You know the boat market's not up now.
Just give me an idea. It doesn't have to be on the nose.
I suppose somewhere in the neighborhood of 20,000, less commission. Hey, you know, I got a call a couple weeks ago from a party. You might be interested. I could call and find out.
Yeah. Well, will you let me know?
Yeah, sure, Brad.
Good night, Mark.
Good night.
How was your day? Mark says his figures are up from last year.
So what?
So I may get a raise.
You're not going to be there that long.
That's what we said 3 months ago. Can we stop and get something to eat?
We ate out last night.
Brad, I'm just too tired to cook.
Lately, you've been too tired to do a lot of things.
If you're trying to bait me, Brad, you can just forget it. I don't care. I really don't care.
Has been in business for 20 years. Now, of course, I've made money, but there's more to business than just profit. When I see a man walk out smiling with a good-looking suit for only $45 or a handsome sport coat for $23, then I feel good. Bring the wife and children. Make your next suit a happy family affair, and make your wallet happy, too. I like people and I like clothes, so why not pay me a visit and why not make it soon?
Mr. Wilkes?
Mm-hmm.
I'm Paula Braun. Didn't Johnny tell you I was coming down today?
No.
Well, I spoke to him a few days ago, and he said you were selling your boat, so I flew down from Reno. You are selling your boat?
Yes?
Well, I'm glad I didn't make the trip for nothing. I'd love to see how she handles. Could we take her out now?
Sure. Let's go.
Like a dream, doesn't she? I don't know how you can bear to give her up. That was a stupid thing to say, wasn't it? Here I was going to try and find things wrong with her so you'd lower the price, and all I've done is let you know how much I want her. My husband would be furious with me.
Oh, he's seen her already, I think.
No, he isn't interested in clothes. You don't really want to sell her, do you?
No. But selling her to you will be a little less painful.
Then it's a deal at 20.
It's a deal.
I'll give you a small down payment today. Cash, okay?
You have an honest face. I'll take a check.
I don't write checks. Aren't you even going to ask me why?
You ready to come about? Back today?
The airlines have made my life very convenient. There's a plane almost any time I want it.
So you do this sort of thing often?
I'll get out of Reno often, if that's what you mean.
I have a wife.
I have a husband.
This whole day has been a surprise to me.
For me, too. I've bought myself a boat. And I've been made love to by a man who really knows how. I'll get my car and be on my way. And I'll send you a money order for the balance in about a week, okay?
Okay. I guess we'd better go.
How many times have you dreamed of lying on the beach at Waikiki, soaking up sunshine and sipping exotic native drinks from a pineapple? You can make Hawaii your very own with the Transcoast Airlines Island Holiday Tour. For one low price, you can spend 7 lavish days in the shadow of Diamond Head in the fabulous Moana Ora Hotel, where your every wish becomes an island command. Best of all, you can have up to 24 months to pay. Make your small deposit now and begin your luau love affair. Stop dreaming about the live in the luxury you were born to. You may never come home again.
Oh, just let me get these put away, and then I'll be all through.
Here you go.
And tomorrow, the 5s will be in the 9s, and 12s will be in the 14s again.
You sound like a retailer more and more.
I hate to admit it, but you know, I used to do the same thing when I was on the other side of the fence.
What are you doing for dinner tonight?
Dinner?
Dinner follows lunch. Will you join me?
I'd like that very much.
Would you like a brandy?
Oh, no, thank you. I'd like some more wine.
You know, I had the impression, ordering dinner, that you were somewhere else.
Was it that obvious?
2 bites of steak, 3 bites of salad. That's obvious. Do you mind being here?
No. That's what bothers me.
Act too surprised.
I'm not.
You know, I have the impression that I'm hearing yes and no at the same time.
This isn't the first time it's happened. There have been offers before. Even friends of ours who drink a little too much and forget who they are and where they are say, how about it? Till now, I've always been very good at laughing it off.
It's not that serious.
To me, it is.
I can take you home. It's not so terrible.
Yes, it is. Because whether we go to bed or not really isn't the point. I've thought about it. And I've wanted to. So whether we do it or not, the harm's been done.
I'm gonna take you home.
Mark, I'm sorry.
Brad? What are you doing in here?
Thinking about my exciting evening.
Have you had anything to eat?
I made some scrambled eggs. Getting pretty good in the kitchen.
Hey, I know what. Tomorrow's Saturday. Let's take the boat out. I know Mark will let me have the day off. I could make some sandwiches and we could be out by 9, just the two of us.
We don't have the boat.
What?
The boat. The boat! I sold the damn boat! Johnny told a couple in Reno about it. The wife flew in today and we made the deal.
Oh, I know that must have been hard for you.
Oh, you don't know anything. We're down to nothing.
Brad, we still have the house.
The house has a mortgage on it. Did you think about that? And the cars aren't paid off. Did you think about that? And the boat. How much do you think we had in the boat when I sold it? A few $1,000s. A lousy few $1,000s. What do you think we're living on? My unemployment check and what you make in the dress shop, that isn't even enough to pay the rent.
Well, we couldn't pay it any easier without it, Brad. I'm doing the best I can.
You don't look any the worse for wear.
Money is all we ever talk about anymore.
This is a community property state. Share and share alike. Well, lady, I don't have anything to sell anymore. It's your turn.
Filthy thing to say.
Well, that's what you do for a living, isn't it? Sell things?
I sell dresses.
Which you can't buy anymore. Lady, I'm sorry for you.
Brad, I'm sorry we had to sell the boat.
You used to have spirit. You used to laugh a little bit. You used to be fun. You're not fun anymore.
What the hell is there to laugh about? This isn't going anywhere.
Neither are we.
Oh, shut up, damn it, shut up!
Hello?
Oh, Brad, are you all right?
Gloria? I'm just tired.
Are you sure?
I'll be okay.
I'm worried about you.
I said I'll be okay. What? Paula Braun, please.
Just a moment, sir.
Paula, this is Brad. I need the rest of the cash. I'm coming up to get it.
Here's the money, Mrs. Braun.
Thank
you. You're welcome.
Now she's really mine. Don't you want to count it?
No.
Do you want me to drive you to the airport?
No, thank you.
Take it easy, Brad.
sure?
I've got to go. But listen, you know, this is a very good time for you to get out of. Bye.
What's the matter? If your luck is bad, you gotta go out and change it.
Come on, let's go.
All right, baby. Here we go.
Let's go.
Five and a one, five and a one, five and a one, right there with a 5. Okay, we give it a try. Come on, baby, come on.
Thinking he's done something terrible, something irrational.
Mother, he wouldn't do something like that.
How do you know?
Brad is more stable than that.
Oh, come on, Rick. Can't you see beneath the surface? Where have you been for the last 6 months?
Mother, now stop being so self-righteous. Now, all this hanging on to things that don't mean anything is stupid. Now, I thought you and Dad had better sense than that.
Explain that.
You never made a decision. You never said, let's sell the house. It was always, let's think about selling the house. You went along with everything. You didn't do anything about it.
I don't need you to tell me what's right and what's wrong. From where I sit, you both live the same way.
All right. Maybe we do, but there's a difference. We don't need it the way you do.
Really?
Really? It wouldn't tear us up.
Well, that's very easy for you to say. It didn't happen to you. I'm tired of your holier-than-thou attitudes, both of you.
Gloria, I don't think you're listening to us.
You are an expert on life, and you haven't even lived.
Mother, that's a very old argument, and it's not fair.
Fair? Do you think it was fair when Rick went to Brad and offered him money without even considering how it made him feel?
Wait a minute, I did consider it.
Well, you shouldn't have done it.
Mother, he was trying to help.
Did you ever think of his pride?
Yes. Yes, I thought about his pride, I thought about his ego, I thought about everything. But he still needed money, and I had some.
We don't need your money, and we don't need your judgment.
Mother, stop that.
Our lives were just beginning to come together. We were so secure. We knew exactly where we were going, and we were almost there, and then all of a sudden it all began to slip away.
It doesn't matter now.
I tried to understand, but he couldn't talk about it.
Mother, maybe there's another possibility. Maybe he wants to be gone.
What do you mean?
Maybe the only way out he had was to drop out.
Drop out? Drop out! You always have such a simple explanation for everything. Drop out? He's having a breakdown.
Mother, it doesn't matter what you call it. He's gone. What if he doesn't come back?
Drinker?
Well, he's not an alcoholic, if that's what you mean.
Was he drunk?
No. He drinks, like everybody else.
Have you had personal differences?
Oh, I don't know.
Ma'am, I have to ask these questions.
Well, he's been out of work for quite some time.
Has he been despondent?
Well, of course.
Any history of mental illness?
No.
Never talked to suicide?
No. He's had trouble sleeping lately. He's been taking pills.
Lots of people take pills. After he's been missing 24 hours, we'll file a report. If he's been hurt or he's in trouble with the police anywhere, we'll know about it. Otherwise, there isn't anything we can do right now. 50's the worst age. They all go crazy at 50.
Rick had to go on home, and I've packed your bag. We want you to stay with us tonight. I'm all right. I don't want to go with you. Then I'll stay here with you. No. You'll go on home. I'd like to be alone.
Right here. One more shot. Right there. One more. Four.
Are you all right?
You know what's wrong with television news?
What?
TV news. A guy gets blown up, and you go, you think about him for 30 seconds, and then you go have supper.
Brad, what are you talking about? I was scared you'd done something terrible.
I had to find out how a guy who followed all of the rules could possibly fare. Good scholar, hard worker, loving husband and father, that spelled success, right? Wrong. As long as I had that job, I was somebody. Without it, was I nobody? Who made up those rules? That was me who had gotten blown up. And after fighting with you the other night, all of the king's horses couldn't keep me from pretending any longer that it just happened to the other guy. That was me on the TV news, and I'm tired of...
Good. Rick said it last night. We're hanging on to too many things that don't mean a thing. I mean, we've got that big house. We don't need it. The children are grown and gone. We've got 2 cars. And with all that, didn't you get the feeling at our party that all those people pitied us? You wrong when you say you failed, Brad. You didn't fail. The system failed. Nobody could have tried harder than you. But you didn't have to run away from us.
I went to Reno to get the money for the boat. And then I was in the casino with the dice. Till I heard all of those people screaming, and they were just gambling for money. And what I wanted, I wasn't about to deal away on a dice table.
What do you want?
I want you. And the Carol, and the Julie, and the everything that you've been to me. That's all that I'm sure of.
Gee, you've got good taste.
Sound crazy?
Well, partnership. Where would we get the money?
No, the partnership would have to come later. I called Simmons from Reno. We can go up and see him if you like. Even if we had the money, we couldn't buy in at first. There's too much to learn. It'd just be a job at the beginning. Maybe later we could buy in and start making big money.
And turn into a house and a car again.
Okay. But, honey, do you realize that 90% of the people in the world work at jobs that they hate? Now, in a marina, around boats...
You wouldn't be one of them.
We'd have to sell the house.
Well, we have to sell it anyway, unless you won a fortune in Reno.
No, I only want a couple of $100. And you wouldn't be able to give up your job yet.
Oh, well, there are probably dress shops in San Rafael.
It'd be chancy, but it'd be a beginning.
Well, then let's take the chance. One day at a time. If it doesn't work out...
Well, then we'll just try again. I know beginnings are supposed to be for kids.
Don't you believe it? Beginnings are all there ever are.